This vlog is especially for my dear friends who cannot pronounce the ui and the Hello there viewers! Today I'll be doing this vlog completely in English. Why would I do that? For weeks now I've been receiving messages from non-Dutchie friends who are asking me what the hell is going on. The only word they got from Google Translate was breast cancer, and well, that's not a fun word. So all of you Dutch viewers who have been with me on this journey all this time, you can stop watching now because everything I'm about to tell you, you already know. This vlog is especially for my dear friends who cannot pronounce the ui and the In June 2019, my husband Paul and I were traveling Jordan in the Middle East. It is a fairy tale country of many, many wonders, and we were having the fun of a lifetime. One night in the city of Aqaba, I was taking a shower to get ready to go to dinner. As I was in the shower, I felt a lump in my breast. I instinctively knew that something was up and it was not good. But I was in Jordan, there was nothing to be done about it there, so I decided to deal with it later and carry on having the fun of a lifetime. And we really did. So when we got back home, I went to see my doctor and she examined my boob. And she was the first of the many, many people who would touch my boobs over the course of a year. And she frowned like this. She sent me to the hospital, to the breast department, and then it started. A whole month of pricking and poking and pinching and mammograms and MRIs and photos and biopsies and more mammograms and some more pinching and poking and some more biopsies and consults, many, many consults. But most of all, there was waiting. And on the 4th of July 2019, lovely date, there was a diagnosis. Triple negative breast cancer, a tumor of almost 3 centimeters in my right boob, caught early, no metastases. Well, that last one, that was good news, but all the rest? Triple negative breast cancer is a very aggressive form of breast cancer. It has no receptors for hormones, and that means that you have to bomb it with a very wide range of bombs. The full Monty, yes ma'am. Chemotherapy, surgery, radiation. And let's be quick about it. So in 1 week I had to get my shit together. I arranged a bed in the living room. I informed all my loved ones what was up. I cancelled all my work and my nice projects. I started up this vlog and oh yes, I processed the fact that I had cancer. Chemotherapy had to start right away. There was no time to lose. My treatment plan started with 4 rounds, once every 2 weeks, with AC chemo. The chemo medicines A and C, they have very long names, work very well together. So every 2 weeks I laid an afternoon in the hospital to get my fix, and AC got me sick. I mean, sick, baby. Nauseous to the max, but never vomited. Dry skin, couldn't sleep, muscle pain, somber feelings, infected mouth, way too much appetite or none at all, stomach pain, weight loss, loss of smell and loss of taste, the whole enchilada. And more loss, hair loss. But I didn't care about that much at all, actually. I felt absolutely horrible, couldn't do a thing. Could only lay in my bed in the living room for 8 weeks. I think I watched Netflix completely dry. After the AC chemo ended, the Taxol chemo followed. It's another medicine to attack the tumor, but it works in a slightly different way than AC chemo. The side effects of Taxol are a little more bearable, so they gave me 12 rounds in a row. So every week I went to the hospital for an afternoon of toxic candy. Meanwhile, my veins were fed up with it. They started to refuse any needle that tried to enter. And that was inconvenient because I still had so many rounds of chemo to go and the inevitable blood checks in between. But the doctors in the hospital had a perfect solution. They gave me a portacath. And it's a little titanium box and it sits nicely under my collarbone. And it has a tiny tube that goes straight into my vein. Whenever a nurse has to prick me with a needle now, she sticks it simply in the portacath and she doesn't have to look for a vein anymore. Love it! Okay, the operation to put it there was quite annoying, but ever since we're two peas in a pod, my portacath and I. Taxol was a breath of fresh air after the heavy AC chemos, but the side effects of Taxol in the long run are heavier. For example, I still have something called neuropathy. It's a very painful tingling and pricking in my hands and my feet because the nerve endings there are simply ruined because of the Taxol. But it's livable, I'm still alive, so I don't complain. The plan was to give me another chemo medicine every 3 weeks to accompany the Taxol. It's called carboplatin, but I only received it this one time. My blood work has been acceptable during all the chemos. Not healthy, of course, but good enough, until they gave me carboplatin. After the worst and most sick week of my life, my husband took me to the hospital and there I received 1 bag of plasma and 2 bags of blood. Because of the carboplatin, my blood levels had sunk to a very dangerous low. I realized by then that I was really sick. Just before Christmas 2019, I was done with chemo, finally. I celebrated it big time because I never ever needed that poison again. I know, that poison saved my life, but didn't like it, just didn't like it. Christmas and New Year's was a very nice period to recover. But chemo wasn't all bad all the time. I got lots and lots of visitors, and sometimes when I felt good, I took long strolls through the city or had lunch with family and friends. It wasn't all that bad, no. It was a wonderful chance to really reconnect with people, to have long conversations, to actually listen and take the time for them. And I worked a lot on my vlog. And in December my vlog got noticed by Google Holland and YouTube Holland, and I was invited to Starry Night, an event to honor Dutch content makers. And to my surprise, I was one of them. I felt very honored, very grateful, and very shy. In January 2020, 2 weeks after my last chemo, I felt super good. No fatigue, no side effects, no nothing. I even started working again a few hours a week. And then the results of my last scan came in. The chemo had worked very hard. The tumor had shrunk to less than 1 centimeter. Again, party time. Then my fabulous doctors decided it was time for my surgery, because that less than 1 centimeter tumor still had to come out. Genetic testing had pointed out that there was no gene for breast cancer in my DNA, so my breasts could be spared in surgery. And that meant I would not lose my breast, I'd only have a dent in my breast and 3 scars. Although my cancer wasn't metastasized, they would still take out the sentinel lymph node in my armpit, just to be sure. I didn't care, just get rid of that little monster. Surgery was... I'm sorry. Surgery was a lot of fun. Everybody was so funny and so friendly. And I'm usually sleep deprived, so anesthesia was my favorite part of the deal. I had never spent the night in an hospital before, so this first time was very interesting to me, with all the beeps and noises and the funny nurses that walked in and out of my room. Because of the nerve blockings they performed in surgery, I have never been in much pain, not even the weeks after. Yes, I have scars. And yes, I have scar tissue. And yes, I have a dent. And no, it's not beautiful, but I really don't care. I wear them proudly, they're my badges of honor, because I survived. A week later I got results of the examination of the tissue, and it was amazing because my surgeon did it. She pulled the monster out of me. I was cancer-free. She got it all. But cancer-free does not mean that I'm out of the woods yet. Somewhere in between all of that, it was the 4th of February, World Cancer Day. A national newspaper interviewed me about my vlog and printed me on the front page. And many women in the same rocky boat as I am approached me via social media and email, and we shared stories and experiences, and we gave each other advice. They thanked me for my vlog and said that I offered a lot of information they didn't get from their doctors. It made me extremely happy, and it gave me a sense of being useful. That you can be very sick and lie in bed all the time, but still be useful to somebody else. Made me really happy. I started this vlog because it was a good way for me to process what was happening to me, and that I wouldn't get depressed about it. And for me it seemed also a very good way to update my loved ones. I never thought that it could actually help other ladies. And I'm so very proud and happy about that. When the wounds healed, my doctors and I started discussing the next step, and that would be radiation. 20 sessions of radiation are needed, and among them 5 sessions of boost radiation. And that means that the place where the tumor has been will be attacked with some extra heavy radiation. And then I started researching the subject, like I have every step of this journey. I want to know absolutely everything there is to know about what's going on with my body. I like to see my breast cancer as a project that I've never done before. So to me, it's interesting. For me, it's a possibility to learn. Well, it's not a possibility that I would have chosen, but hey, it's there. If I look at my illness that way, I can bear it and still smile. So I thought after radiation that I would be done. But then my lovely oncologist wanted to talk to me because there is a spanking new treatment available. Chemo pills to clean the body even more. I was shocked to my bones. More chemo, but I calmed myself down, I listened to her, and it made sense. It did. So I listened to my body, I listened to my soul, I listened to my loved ones, and then I made a choice. I decided to take the pills. After radiation, 26 weeks of more chemo. It's a light variation of chemo, sure, but it's still chemo. It will still affect my life. I cried my eyes out. But then I smiled. It was another chance to stay alive as long as I can. So here we are, radiation time. I've just started, so the high energy beams have not affected my skin yet, but they will. The skin will burn up, like sunburn, will absolutely tire me out, but I don't care. Let's be done with it and live again. And that's how the cookie crumbles, folks. That's the story up till now. In a few months, my husband and I will go back to Jordan, back to the beginning, to close the circle and to celebrate life. The road may be long and heavy and bumpy at times, but it's also an interesting road, full of surprises, full of people that touched my heart and full of lessons that I would never have learned if I would not have gotten sick. I'm so very, very grateful that I'm still alive, and I'm planning on being around for a very, very long time to come, thanks to my amazing team of doctors. And thanks to you, my viewers, my friends, my family, my support system. Thank you.